And welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be recapping the 4th episode of Teen Mom Young and Pregnant. I do apologize for it being up later than usual, but I promise I will always have the video up before the new video comes out, or the new episode comes out. Anyways, let's hop into it. So first, I will say this episode was 10 times better than the last episode. I really feel like they should have skipped over that episode. I kind of feel, like I said, I feel like they were trying so hard to have as many episodes as possible without the babies getting there. And I just felt like that last episode was nothing. But anyways, let's hop into it. So the episode starts off with Jade. She tells us that she's really worried about her relationship because from the previous episode, we saw how her and Sean were arguing pretty much about him always playing his game and never spending time with her. So she calls Sean and tells him to come over. Apparently he spent the night at his best friend's house after he stormed out and did not come home. He agrees to come home to have a conversation. The minute he walks in, you know, he apologized. Even though I thought it was a dry apology, he did go on to apologize to her, and they said that they didn't want to fight, and he admits that he does need to grow up and put his game to the side. And I thought that was pretty noble of Sean. And I will say this episode, I really commended Sean, but y'all see why later on. And pretty much the scene ends with them kissing and making up. Then we head over to Lexi. First, the scene is with Kyler and his brother and his mom. They seem to be having like a picnic in the park. His mom pretty much asked him like, where do you plan on living once the baby is born? And he said that's something him and Lexi haven't discussed. And I'm thinking to myself, this girl is 36 weeks pregnant. At any moment she could go into labor, and y'all haven't discussed this. I don't understand what the issue is. And his mom also asked like, so what's going on with y'all? Are y'all together? Are you not? He was like, well, that's just something we're gonna have to work out later. And how I see this ball is entirely in Kyler's court. It's not like a joint decision. It's up to him whether or not, because he knows she's so willing to be with him. And it bothers me because he just seems like he's trying to string her along or linger on. If you don't want to be with her, tell her. Let her know that this is something you don't want to do. I don't know. I think this is a weird little break between them. And on top of that, both of their families are trying to understand what's going on, because this isn't like a regular boyfriend-girlfriend situation. Y'all are expecting a child in 4 weeks or less. We go back to Lexi, and it looks like her and her parents are preparing to set up the baby's part of the room, the nursery. And basically her mom asks her if she's ready to take care of a baby, and she's like, yeah, I know it's gonna be hard like during the first week, but it's gonna get easier. And her parents pretty much chuckle because they're like, girl, please. It's gonna be like this for some years, okay? And basically her mom asks like, so are you prepared to take care of a baby during the night? Because I'm sure Kyler's gonna come over for a couple hours during the week, and then that's it. And Lexi's pretty much like, can Kyler come over at least for the first week and spend the night? And her mom says that it's okay, but after that they need to figure it out because they aren't married, they're young and everything like that. And in my opinion, at least for the first 6 weeks, I would let them stay, because you know that they're, at least you're hoping, you know that they're not engaging in any sexual activity, and she really does need the help at the end of the day. So I mean, I would at least let him stay for that long. After that, when she's good and ready, no. And one thing I will say, Lexi's makeup is always on fleek, but her makeup was looking popping. Like, I need to know what makeup tutorials she's watching, because her makeup was really, really good. We hop over to Ashley's scene, and it's a scene with Bar FaceTiming his mother. Yet he tells his mom that he's basically trying to get approval from Ashley for her to come down for the birth of their child. And my thing is, I'm over Bar. Bar doesn't know what he wants to do, and I feel like whoever he's talking to at that second is whoever side he's on at the moment. Because in the previous episode, we clearly see how he said that he was not going to have his mom come to the birth because clearly things aren't going to work out that way. Now, the next scene, we see that he's FaceTiming his mom and saying he's trying to get approval. Like, what? And his mom pretty much says that she wants to come. She's coming no matter what. She's been at the birth of all of her grandchildren, so she's definitely not stopping now. Then the scene hops over to him and Ashley. They are setting up the baby swing. He pretty much tells Ashley, you know what, my mom's coming to the birth of our child. And Ashley's just like, no, I don't want that. Why can't your mom come over once the baby's born? And the fact that she's even letting this lady come over anyways, considering everything that's happened between them, I'll give her that. And I mean, to me, I get it when it's your grandchild, when it's your niece, your best friend's child, things like that. You want to see the baby, especially when they're hospital. But I think when it comes down to that, it's pretty much in the parents' court, more of the mom, because she's the one that just went through this whole process. And then pretty much that conversation ends in an argument because Bart's telling her his mom's coming, whether it's for 5 minutes or not, she's coming, and he leaves, and that's that. Then we go over to Brianna. She said that ever since her mom and Danae had that little disagreement, that they went off to Chicago for time away from her mom. And in my opinion, did y'all think that that argument was that deep? Like, I saw that it was, I didn't really see that as like, oh my gosh, that was such a traumatic argument or anything like that. Maybe they didn't show us the rest, but to me, if we're going off of what we saw on camera, that was not that serious. So they go to the barber shop with Danae's mom, and the barber pretty much asks Danae where he has been. Danae said that he followed Brianna to Milwaukee, and the barber asks like, are y'all gonna come back? Do you miss it here? And pretty much Danae says that if he had everybody from Chicago move, everybody that was in his, you know, who he hung around, if he got them to move to Milwaukee, he wouldn't miss Chicago. Pretty much he just misses his family. And then as far as whether or not they're gonna move to Chicago again, pretty much Danae and Brianna says once the baby's older, that's something that they'll be considering, but as of right now, no. Then later on that night, it seems like it's a little family get together. Danae's family is over and they're having a good time dancing, and pretty much Danae's mom asked them to explain the reason why they're naming the baby Brayson, and I thought this was so cute. So BR is for Brianna, and then AE is the end of Danae's name, and then son. Get it? I thought that was really cute. To me, they're on rocky terms. Like, I don't know. It just seems weird. And now that I know that they're not together, it just, I wonder if that naming the baby Brayson, you know, like the name anymore. You know, how does it feel now that you and Danae aren't together? Danae's aunt also expresses that she's really worried about getting attached to the baby because obviously Danae's not the biological father of Brayson, and she wants to know, like, if I get attached to this baby and you're no longer together, am I gonna see the baby? And Brianna pretty much says, you know, this is Brayson's family, I love y'all, you know, this is his family, and he's gonna know that. And I really thought that part was sweet. I don't know if that's still going on considering her and Danae are no longer together, but we will, only time will tell. Then we head over to Kayla. She's preparing for a baby shower. Stefan is supposed to come over for them to prepare for the baby shower, and Stefan is an absolute no call, no show. Surprise, surprise. Finally, she calls Stefan again, and he's just like, yo, why are you calling me? He's, like I said before, he's quick-tempered, he's pissed off, and he's like, go the F on, you have two whole hours, shut the F up. And it's just like, sir, why don't you understand? This is your baby shower. Where are you that it's so important? Then Kayla gets upset because Stefan tells her to shut the F up, and she says she doesn't care if he even comes, which we all know she definitely cares. We head back to Lexi. She and Kyler are setting up the nursery. They look like they've gotten the changing table all together. And then I can't remember because my notes says, I can't remember because I can't even read what my note says, autocorrect. But Kyler kind of makes some type of reference as taking care of a baby is something as similar as a dog. And I'm just like, yo, like, and it's funny how MTV leaves in these little pieces, because I like, what does he be talking about? Somebody help me understand that. Then Lexi asks him if he's comfortable with staying there within the first week of the baby being born, and he agrees. He said he's okay with that. Kyler also lets us know that he's hot. Like, I just feel like MTV was throwing in these random things. I don't know if he's actually saying it there or if it's like an edited portion, but they're letting us know that Kyler says the most nonchalant, he doesn't give a damn about anything things when they are having these conversations. And then Lexi tells him, like, we need to come up with a plan for once the baby's born, and he tells her, no, you need to come up with the plan. And he's just a go with the flow kind of guy. And it's just like, sir, just sit down and plan what's gonna happen when your child is born. Like, I cannot with him, to be very honest. We head back to Jade. So she is actually at an appointment with her mom, her grandmother, and her cousin, I believe she said. She talks about how she's excited for when baby Chloe is going to arrive, and then she also says, like, you know, it's crazy because she's already starting to look like him. And then the mom makes a comment like, oh, well, he ain't cute. And it blows Jade. And I'm just like, Mom, like, at this point, whether you think he's cute or not, it don't matter. Especially if you're going to make that type of comment in reference to your grandchild. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just felt like it was too much. So Jade and her mom pretty much have like an argument until the doctor walks in. And the doctor tells Jade that she is 2 centimeters dilated. Then we head back to Ashley. Right after Bar leaves, Ashley and her mom get into it. Her mom is pretty much sick and tired of Ashley and Bar constantly arguing, and nevertheless arguing about Shen, which is Bar's mom. And Ashley's mom's just like, I'm tired of sitting here and listening to y'all argue. And she's like, I'm starting to feel very uncomfortable in my own home. And she can't keep holding her tongue, which I don't think you should either. And Ashley's just like, Mom, get out of my face. You're not listening to me, yada, yada, yada. Petty argument once again. Then we head back to Brianna. She and Danae are sitting on a balcony having a conversation, pretty much talking about last night meeting Danae's family. And Brianna says that she was really comfortable and happy to be around Danae's family. Brianna also does a voiceover as well to let us know that, you know, she likes being in Chicago, but Chicago's just a place that is kind of hurtful for her because that is where she and Danae both did their dirt. So she also expresses this to Danae, and Danae's just like, well, I'm not the only one that cheated, you cheated too. And it's just like, to me, I feel like both of them still haven't gotten over the fact that both of them did their dirt. And if you can't get over that, your relationship is not going to be good because y'all are still stuck on that. And anytime y'all get to this, y'all get in an argument, it's always going to lead back to that. And Danae pretty much doesn't want to hear that. It's just like, well, we both cheated and you are the one that ended up pregnant. And, you know, Brianna's trying to like explain herself and everything. Danae's just like, well, don't act like there was no preventative measures to not end up pregnant. And I'm just like, dang, like, to me, how I saw that, yes, I feel like Danae has somewhat accepted the baby, but I think when Danae found out that Brianna was pregnant, I think that was a hard thing to come up to. And I kind of agree with Danae. You know, she's right. You know, there are preventative measures, and whether or not Brianna took one, now they're expecting a baby. We then go back to Jade, who is now in labor. And I just want to say, yo, Jade went into labor beat, okay? Listen, when I went into labor, I looked a hot mess. I even still had my bonnet on, so I commend her for looking as great as she did. Pretty much everybody starts to arrive. Obviously, Sean took her to the hospital. Her grandma comes, her aunt, her cousin, but her mom is an absolute no-show. Her mom literally arrived seven hours later, and everybody was just like, where were you? And she was just like, I just got your call now. Now, granted, I don't know what time Jade went into labor. I don't know if she went into labor at 1, 2, 3, 4 a.m. in the morning, because that would make sense if she did, but it kind of looked like it was either early morning when she went into labor. I'm trying to understand, where were you for 7 hours? And it's just like, your daughter is in labor. Like, listen, it was chaotic. And I just feel like I've said this before, throughout this pregnancy, Jade has needed her mama and wanted her mama, and this lady has just been 8 or 9 hours of labor, or at least that's what they said on the TV. Jade's daughter, Chloe Kenna, was born, and I just absolutely love her name. First of all, I love the spelling of her name, and I love her middle name as well. So sweet and so cute. At that moment, seeing Jade and her daughter together, I just knew, like, she's gonna be a great mom. We head over to Lexi again, and Kyler is hanging out with a friend, just playing some games, and then the friend starts to ask him some questions. And Kyler pretty much says that he's just now accepting the fact that he was having a baby. It took him a long time to accept the fact, and I've already expressed this. You can tell that it's taking him a long time, and this girl is 36 weeks pregnant. Lexi also hangs out with her friend, and she lets us know that she's also graduating in 3 months. So shout out to Lexi. She also tells her friend that they still don't have a full detailed plan, but you know, they have everything that the baby needs. We head back over to Kayla, and she lets us know that Stefan still has not shown up to help out at all, and it's pretty much time for the baby shower. The baby shower was really cute, like the decor, the food, all of that. Really cute, and I love the way she looked as well. Pretty much tells us that she's going to try to suck it up and show no type of emotion or no type of how she feels because Stefan didn't show up, because you know, this is her baby shower. Stefan's aunt shows up and Kayla and her mom both greet her, and you know, Kayla says Stefan's not here yet, and her aunt's just like, or his aunt is pretty much like, I don't care, I'm not here for Stefan. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can tell the aunt is not with Stefan's nonsense. She's just like, I'm here for you and the baby. Whether he's here or not is not my problem. I just thought that was funny because, you know, outside looking in, you can already tell that he's not really, he's not the best. And the fact that his own flesh and blood came in there, just knew that she wasn't with his nonsense, I'm just like, okay, so this is a universal problem. Stefan later on shows up with his posse, his friends, and he goes over to his aunt immediately, and he's just like, hey auntie, and she's like, oh, we gotta talk later. And I'm like, yeah, she is not with it. And listen, Lord knows. The baby shower is pretty much over. He steps outside with his aunt, and his aunt just says, you know, when I tell you that I'm gonna be somewhere, you know, you expect me to be there just as much as I expect you to be there. And she was just telling him like she's disappointed in him, and that if his grandfather, I'm pretty sure his grandfather was still alive, it's either his grandfather or his father, but I'm assuming his grandfather. If his grandfather was alive, he would be utterly disappointed in him, and he's probably rolling around in his grave. And I'm just like, wow, this is an intense conversation. We go back to Ashley, and Bar is having yet another FaceTime conversation with Shen, and he tells her the conversation that him and Ashley had pertaining to his mom coming to the birth. But his mom pretty much tells us that she's been having some abnormal testing with the cardiologist, so they cannot approve her to fly or travel far away. So, which is sad, and I hope she's okay, because you know, you always want to stay healthy. And then Ashley and her mom then have a conversation about the fight, but they pretty much fix it, and her mom just lets it be known that she's no longer gonna hold her tongue when it comes to her and Bar having an argument. Back to Brianna, and she tells us that she actually hasn't spoken to her mom in a couple of days since they left for Chicago. But now that her and Danae have had this disagreement, she really misses her mom. So she calls her mom and tells her, you know, I'm sorry for not talking to you. I just really feel like I always have to pick a side. And her mom pretty much says, well, it's not coming from me. And Brianna admits that yes, it's not coming from her, it's more so of Danae. So then after her and her mom get off of the phone, Danae's mom comes outside, and you know, she's a real nice lady, really nice confidant to Brianna. Brianna expresses her concerns to Danae's mom. Danae's mom pretty much tells her like, you shouldn't have to pick a side. You know, that's not what a relationship is about. And as they're talking, Danae comes out, and Danae tells Brianna, you know, this is between you and I. It shouldn't be anybody else's business. Again, he said the same thing too about Brianna's mom. Danae just doesn't want anybody's opinion. I can understand not wanting folks in your business, because that does get annoying. But when it's your own parents and everything, I just feel like Danae just doesn't want to hear that he's wrong from different people all over, because his mom was absolutely on Brianna's side. So I feel like he shuts people out, and he just wants Brianna in a relationship or in the conversation. Danae pretty much tells his mom, you know, Brianna's mom would never defend me the way you are defending her. And it's just like, it's not that they're sitting there trying to defend each other, like find reasons to not defend you. You're wrong. You know, you have to accept it when you are wrong. And the fact that your own mother can defend somebody else that's not her child, that proves to you that something's not right on your end. As Danae's mom tries to talk to him, he pretty much just walks away, and that's the end of that. And Danae's mom looks to Brianna and tells her, we have a lot of work to do before this baby comes. Then we head back to Kayla, and after Stefan has a conversation with his aunt, he immediately comes in and rushes to the bathroom. And of course, Kayla comes after him. He has a little bit of tears. They come back out, sit down, and have a conversation. Kayla doesn't know what's going on. She doesn't know of the conversation, so she pretty much starts to talk and tells him like, you know, I don't want you to be upset, but I don't think she knows what has happened outside. Keep saying, I'm trying, I'm really trying. So after that scene, Kayla has like a little voiceover, and she tells us that, you know, she was absolutely PO'd at Stefan, but now that he's crying and upset, she had to let it go. And it's just like, girl, you still have every right to be mad at him. Yes, you can cut that off aside, put it aside, and find out what's wrong with him, but I'm still gonna be mad at you. Like, what in the world? He needs to stop playing victim. Flat out. The last scene of the episode is pretty much with Jade. She and baby Chloe come home and Jade is just in a lot of pain. Sean really stepping up and helping out. He helps her to the bathroom so she can take a shower, comes back out, take care of baby Chloe. And then once she's out of the shower, she starts to feed Chloe and he tells her, you know, once you're done feeding baby girl, you know, you relax, I'm gonna take care of her. And it was just a really nice, sweet scene. And yeah, that was pretty much the episode. Let me know how you felt about the episode. Let me know your concerns, all of that. Leave it down below in the comment section and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye, y'all.